Good morning, sunshine, and welcome back to the sunny side. Today, I am very excited because I'm starting a new mini-series, Drugstore Battle Royale. We are going to be exploring some super cheap products over the next few weeks. Some of these you've definitely seen, heard of, and probably used. And a couple of them maybe you've seen and not used, but I decided to start off with Wet n Wild. I'm not doing this in any particular order. I just felt inspired by it today. So I've got their foundation, their concealer, highlighter, blush, a stack of little eyeshadow palettes, and some eyeshadow singles. So I'm not doing like an entire face with each of these brands, but pretty close. So, if you're interested,
just stick around, eh?
I have decided today that I'm gonna go with a pretty moody, deep, dark, sultry eye. I've got the Not a Basic Peach and the Comfort Zone Color Icon palettes from Wet n Wild, as well as a single in the shade Panther, which is like, it's either a black or like a very dark gray. I can't tell yet. Starting with the Basic Peach palette and the lighter transition shade. In the Comfort Zone palette, I'm gonna take this green shade and throw it on the crease. Not the world's most pigmented, but it's buildable. I'm gonna throw in the left eye. Next, there is this like kind of duochrome shimmer shade. I'm gonna throw this on the lid with a shader brush. Actually just gonna use my finger. So I'm gonna get in the deep parts of the inner corner with the brush, which I'm going to wet. And try going back to the brush. I'm actually not having great luck with my finger. This formula feels somewhere between like a satin and a matte. It's like not as buttery and shimmery as I thought it was going to be. All right, I'm gonna throw in the rest of the other eye off camera. Back to that same brush I used on the green shade on the crease. Gonna go in with this kind of dark shimmery shade. Another formula that feels like it's gonna perform more like a matte, so I'm just gonna use a dry fluffy brush and throw that in the outer corner. Whew, so that shade was pretty pigmented, but a little patchy, not the easiest to work with. I'm gonna go back to this green and see if I can kind of smooth out the edges a bit. Definitely gonna take some concealer and clean up around the edges. I really like the color on the lid. It's very pretty. I wish it was a little bit more vibrant, but you know, this palette was $5, so I'm just using the Wet n Wild concealer in the light ivory. Sigma cut crease brush. And my finger. It's a miracle the things that you can do with concealer. I call it a magic eraser for a reason. We'll do the other side. I'm gonna take the lightest shade in this Comfort Zone palette with the Hey Shorty brush from Beauty Bay and throw a little, oof, so much fallout. Highlighter on the brow bone area. So I'd say, although these shadows are not amazing, they're workable, and I do think that if I were using like a more expensive primer, that might help as well. I just really intended to keep all of the products like super cheap. So we're just gonna see how that turns out. I'm thinking for the inner corner, I actually want to use one of the glitter singles that I got from them. I gotta say, I didn't realize this formula was cream until I was like fumbling with the package and it opened and my finger slid into it. They're so
obnoxiously packaged.
Like stickers around the whole edge that are very hard to get off. So that was not fun, but you know what? It's $1. Definitely gonna go in with the glitter primer just to be safe. I'm gonna use the one from NYX because it's also a drugstore product. V15 by BH Cosmetics. This formula is very weird. It's gonna be very hard to show, but it's like waxy. I'm liking the way this looks. I'm just worried that if I keep trying to like build it up, it's gonna get like goopy. Definitely gonna have to wash this brush.
Immediately.
Just gonna put on the rest of my foundation and concealer. gonna see if I can build that up a bit with a brush. Definitely feels buildable. The finish on this foundation is very pretty. It's got an ever so slight scent. It's nice. They didn't have a very wide range of concealer shades at either of the drugstores that I went to looking for this, so I got the lightest one, and I don't actually think it's light enough, but it's light ivory. It feels nice. It's very light and luminous. Okay, so for this drugstore series, I was able to get like almost full faces of each of the brands. It's, even though it's drugstore stuff, like I can't just go drop like that much money at a time. So I have a lot of Wet n Wild's highlighters already because I'm obsessed with them. I bought the only blush the store had, and I also have a bronzer from them. Ticket to Brazil is the bronzer that I have. Just throw in a bit of bronzer. This blush shade is called Pinch Me Pink. Just a soft pink. That is very pretty. I gotta say, I love the Wet n Wild highlighter, so I'm not surprised that the blush is great. I'll touch this up. I have really intense expression lines under my eyes, so I've tried a gazillion different ways of applying concealer, and same with my forehead. Like, you know what? I laugh a lot and make a lot of wacky faces. I don't really take it as like a bad or a sad thing. It just is what it is, you know? I'm 30 years old, happy to be on this planet, aging, and what have you. Now I'm gonna set underneath my eyes and finish those. It's my All About Matte Fixing Powder. Holy grail. Use this shit all the time. Alright, I'm going to use the single shade Panther by Wet n Wild for the below the waterline liner, because I'm not sure if I trust that dark shade that I was using up top. It has like micro glitter in it, and
I'm not in the mood.
that's nice and black. This is my Exact Blend by Sigma Beauty. Just gonna blur this out a bit. Okay, going back to the main palette that I used on my eyes for the same shade that I used up on the brow bone. If I can figure out how to open it. Okay, there we go. Using a medium sweeper brush from Sigma. Just gonna add that right into the little inner part of my tear duct area. Going back to that little glitter, I want to use an even finer pencil brush than I was using before. See if I can get a decent amount of that product on there. Probably a little bit hard to see this on camera. It is not like
exploding with glitter, but it's pretty.
Let me try my pinky. I did not get a Wet n Wild eyeliner, so I'm going to be using this shade from Milani. It's called Femme Fatale. It's one of the Stay Put eyeliners. It's like a midnight blue. Alright, I'm jumping over to this Not a Basic Peach palette to see if this blue is any good. I think it would look really good over here if it shows up. This is a Sigma tapered blending brush, E40. Yikes. What have I done? So that was a bad idea. I'm gonna put a little bit more concealer just right underneath. I probably should have used a different brush for that, to be honest with you. You live and you learn. Much better. Just hopping back over to my fixing powder. A tiny bit more of this. Now I'm gonna set my face before I put on highlighter. I've seen some people recently online doing that, and it gives the highlighter something to adhere to and gives it that extra glow. Blossom Glow. It's time to try this Wet n Wild Mascara. This is the Max Volume Plus. I literally bought it because it had my favorite applicator tip of them all. I definitely like the way this is applying. I mean, mascara can apply really well and still not be good, but I'm liking it so far. Okay, so we've got a finished look, which I feel pretty good about. Now the real test is, how long is this gonna last? Is it gonna hold up all right? So I'm just gonna go about my day and I'm gonna check back in probably like 4 hours or so and just see how everything's going, and then we'll wrap it up. I'm back. I've just been chilling, running errands, doing laundry. It's been about 4 hours, and I gotta say, there is nothing out of the ordinary going on with my makeup. I know 4 hours is not a super long time, but it's pretty typical for me to get some cracking and settling in my under eyes. The expression lines right here on me are very deep. There's really just no makeup that's gonna not do that. Like my Shape Tape by Tarte, my Pat McGrath concealer, like it pretty much all does that. I try to always go a little bit light in the under eye area for that reason, but it all held up great, honestly. So first of all, this is like, what, $6? So worth it. I think it'd be great if their shade range was a little bit wider. I really like the Prime Set and Refresh spray. I was almost expecting it to be like super fragrant and gross, but this is just a really light cucumber scent. The blush, you know I love the highlighter, the bronzer, all thumbs up, super affordable stuff. And the eyeshadows. This, it took a little bit of work to get to the finished look, but these are $5. I mean, I got these for buy two, get one free, and some of it might have been user error, you know, I was getting familiar with the type of formula, and just, I can't complain. I really think this is beautiful, regardless of the amount of effort that I had to put in. The single shadow, the black one, is nice and pigmented. You could still see it's holding up really well. My outer waterline does not hold product, period, ever. I can put on like the best eyeliner and cover it with powder and it will fade quickly no matter what. So pay no mind to that, but $1.19 for this black, crazy. And the mascara, love it. I love the way it coated my lashes. It kind of actually reminded me of the Thrive mascara that I've been using and that I'm completely addicted to and obsessed with. Wet n Wild, you're killing it. So that wraps up the video for today. I can't wait to see you next Friday for round 2 of this drugstore escapade. But I picked up a couple palettes from Rimmel today. These were on sale for $5. I think they're normally $8, but we're gonna see how they perform next Friday. In the meantime, take care of yourself, drink a lot of water, you know, like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below about your opinions of drugstore makeup, maybe what some of your favorite products are. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!
Goodbye.